How's it
What's
going?
up,
Joined,
bro?
bro?
You just joined, huh?
Just joined. Yes, sir.
Oh wow. Welcome, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Hold on a second. You're kind of waiting a little bit for everyone else to hop on, so
You were taking
We're
Rat to the
ready.
airport right now, bro?
Yeah, I took Red to the airport.
Did
But
he just leave?
Mo, oh, there they are. Okay. But Mo, you know Ron, right, bro? I guys met, right?
What up, Mo? Yeah, I see Mo
What's
a lot.
What's up, Ron? How you doing, sir?
Good, brother. What's going on, man? That's how you joined. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's in the group now.
I had to. I
I
had to.
like
Yeah,
that.
I had to.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man. It's literally our first call, so
It's good. I mean, you guys are making moves. I'm seeing. Was it Brandi?
yeah.
Brandi. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know Brandi too.
I have not met Brandi, but I've seen her success, and it's got me hyped. So I was like, all right, I need to start pumping the gas on this.
Exactly, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the reason why we're doing these calls is because you want to bring people together so we can all elevate together, right?
Wow, 100%.
Yeah, same with the live events. What's the purpose of it? Like I
Yeah,
don't we can it's just better or easier to grow as a group, right? Versus by yourself.
yeah, for sure.
It's so hard. It's so hard to be alone, man.
Yeah, I had to learn the hard way. I like to do a lot of things alone, and
Yeah.
yeah, maybe that's why I'm falling back.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a factor. I mean, you're doing great because you're always trying, but I think you got to be plugged in somewhere.
I'm all over the place, man.
Yeah, because I'm plugged into a lot of calls. I'm plugged into, and I'm doing Amazon calls. I have two like mentorship calls. A lot of
Yeah,
calls.
for
But I think
sure.
that's why I'm staying motivated for that reason. So, hey Sam, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Are we good? How are you? Thanks for
I'm
being here
good,
tonight.
thank you. Of course. Thanks for hosting this.
Yeah, thanks for joining your group. Lots of us. What's up, Kristen?
Hello, how are
How
you
are you?
guys? I'm good.
Yeah, thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Ready? Ready, bro?
I'm ready, dog. Let's kick it off.
Yeah, Bernie's not feeling good again, so she's got to skip.
Whoa.
But
I was
yeah,
about to say, where's Veronique?
yeah, she has a migraine. She's been getting
Oh,
migraines a lot lately, so
yeah, migraines are not fun.
yeah, so she really can't make it. Um, Ron, did you want me to intro Brandy or did you want to do it?
Go for it, brother.
Me?
This is your student, right? I just met her 5 minutes ago. I can intro her if you want.
All right, all right, all
Let
right,
me give her want me to give it a
all
shot?
right. Huh? I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. That's so good. All ready. Hey everyone, welcome to our first VIP weekly call. We're super excited. There's our first official call. This is something new that me, Vernie, and Ron are doing. So we appreciate you guys for being here tonight to support the call. And tonight is going to be extremely special because we have my good friend Brandy here. Brandy is a powerhouse. Okay, you guys are in for a treat. Brandy is a six-figure online seller. She's an author, a parent. She does a lot. She's also a part of this group called the Radical Marketer Ambassador, where we're doing a lot of content, on YouTube and just becoming online content creators, right? So that being said, Brandy, appreciate you for being here. You're crushing it, and thanks for always being generous with your time. I know you're super busy, like running, I don't know, like 5 businesses, and watching your baby, right? So yeah, I guess
Thank
for
you
the
for
audience,
having me.
okay, awesome. I guess for the audience, do you mind introducing yourself? Like, how'd you
Okay,
get started? Like, where'd you come from? You know what I mean? Like, where are you now?
okay. Give them a brief bio.
Okay, so my name's Brandi. I met Lewis through Rad's mentorship group, and I saw his Amazon video, and I was like, oh, I can do that. So I reached out to Lewis and I signed up, and he taught me the basics of doing Amazon, and I just took the information and watched a lot of other things too, and I just ran with it. But before I did Amazon, I had lived in California for 4.5 years. I was a massage therapist. And then got pregnant with my daughter. So I moved back home, which is in North Carolina on the East Coast. And I didn't really like work, so to speak, but my family had a nutrition company. And we had the nutrition company because my family was poisoned by power lines being too close to our house. When I say power lines, I'm talking about the big silver towers. So my mom is the one who got really sick. She basically became allergic to electricity, meaning every time she was exposed to too much electricity, even just people's energy, she would have an allergic reaction like people do who have an allergy to food or something. For me, it put me at high risk for breast cancer, and my brother, it like messed with the pigment of his skin. But my mom got it the worst because she was outside in our backyard when they were spraying a chemical underneath the power lines to kill all the trees, and she got the drift of it, and it smothered her tissues with heavy metals. So she basically was acting like a conductor to the power lines. And because of that, I went on a mission to figure out how to heal the body. So I learned a lot about nutrition, and that's why I became a massage therapist, and that's why I moved to California. And yeah, so now that I recovered from all these different things that I've been through, I was able to start focusing on how to turn my experience and my trauma and just like what I like to do into a way to help other people and to make money. So that's the process I'm in now, is to the building back now that I've went through the healing, went through the learning, and yeah.
Love it. Questions, Ron? For Brandi?
Miss Brandi. Okay, so someone wants to start an Amazon business or what you did, like how do they do it? What are like the steps for startup? Is there capital you need? Do you got to sign up with Lewis? Is it good to have a mentor? How's that work?
So I think it depends on your personality, but I think most people need a mentor. I don't think that you can just wing it, so to speak, because there's a lot of nuances with Amazon that without someone who's already done it, you will probably quit or just get stuck. So I think it was very helpful to have a mentor and a like community to be able to tap into when I was doing it. And as far as capital, I just think that you shouldn't start it unless you have, like, unless you're planning on investing in it. Like, you have to treat it like a real business if you're trying to make the money that you see all these people posting they make online. So I would recommend that you have a minimum of $5,000 to start to be able to invest in inventory. I went and applied for a 0% interest credit card in my business, and that's what I used to fund it. So I paid for all my software, Lewis, my inventory, and any other groups I had joined. I paid for all that on my credit card. And yeah, and it's at 0%. So I felt comfortable, like not stressed, trying to get my money back quickly, because I know a lot of people, they use that Plum card, and that's just not what I would recommend when you're starting off, because you have like 60 days to pay it back. But Amazon's return time, especially when you're first starting, it's not a good enough flow for you to be like, okay, I can pay off this balance in 60 days. So I would recommend a 0% card over anything else, like besides, because loans, you're paying interest, 0% and 0%.
Okay, so to start, I need maybe Lewis. I need 5K, preferably a 0%. You said Plum, but you're saying just
I
any
wouldn't
credit card that has.
card. That's like an Amex card that a lot of Amazon influencers recommend, but I wouldn't recommend that until your business is like stable. So I use the Chase 0% credit card. That's what I applied for. And they
Okay.
started at 10,000, and because I was spending and paying, they boost my credit limit up to like 25,000 within 2 months, 3 months.
2-3 months, you went from 10K to what? To 30K?
Yeah.
And did you have to ask them, or they just said, "Hey, we like you.
They
Here's 20
actually
more grand."
raised it. They raised it to 20K, and then without me asking. And then I went and applied for another card 2 months after I had applied for that card, and they gave me 25,000. But that card didn't have 0%. So I just transferred my part of my credit limit from the new card to my other card and made my limit 30,000 on my 0% card. And then that's what I worked with.
Okay. So if I'm getting this straight, you don't have to use your own money to fund the business, to fund any of this stuff. You're just basically buying all the inventory on the credit card and hopefully selling it before the payments due, and you're just making profit. Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, so I'm just selling it, and then when Amazon pays me my money, I just took all that money and paid it on the card as the money came in from Amazon. Yeah.
Okay, so this is almost like a zero cash needed type business.
Yeah, as long as your credit is on point, you're good to go. So, but you also need to have a plan. So that's where the mentor or the communities come into play, because you want to know what you're doing when you go to buy your inventory, because you could buy a lot of bad inventory and you
Okay.
don't.
So can we talk about it? How do we get good inventory? Where's it at? How do we find it?
Well, online to me is harder to find the inventory without having lead list or a VA. I did online and retail arbitrage, which is I went to the stores and found stuff. So basically all I'm doing in the stores is just scanning and seeing the numbers on the seller amp and like deciding like, okay, I think this would be good, or no, I don't think this would be good. And another thing I did is I also ship my products to the customer myself. So I did FBM and FBA model. So
What's those two?
FBA is send it into Amazon, like you prepare it, have it sent to Amazon, and then Amazon sends it out to the customer and deals with the customer service and returns and all that stuff.
Okay.
FBM is the customer buys it, Amazon gives me the details, I buy the shipping, I package it, and I send it to the customer myself.
Okay, and which one is like, what's the pros and cons of each? Is there benefits to each one? I'm assuming Amazon takes a cut.
The pros to sending it in FBA is even if you're on vacation, you can still be making money. 2, you don't have to do with customer service, but I don't really deal with customers that much anyway with FBM, but that is a benefit. And 3, if you don't have a place to store inventory, at least you do if you send it into Amazon, they can store it for you. Now for FBM, I like it because for one, if something's not selling, I can take it back to the store.
You can't do it with Amazon?
Well, you can, but you have to wait on Amazon to send it back to you. You got to pay to get it sent back to you. You paid to send it into Amazon. So you're losing money with all this transferring back and forth. So I tend to send things into Amazon that have proven themselves. Like people buy it and I know it sells. I test it out a lot of times FBM at my house. So like I'll keep the products here and I see that it's selling, then I'm like, okay, well, I can buy more of this and send it into Amazon. And then I like that I can also take my inventory and sell it on Walmart and Amazon if I have it in the house, because I can just split it, and then wherever it sells first, that's where it sells first.
Oh, so you're kind of like the distributor. So you put it out there for different. Okay, you can do eBay, Walmart, Amazon. You just put the
Yeah.
inventory out there, and whoever buys it buys it. You just manage it yourself.
Right. So I just
But do
like
you
the
make more
control
money?
that I have. I like the control that I have having it at my house and sitting at FBM. That's the other reason why I don't use a prep center. I know Lewis always tells people use the prep center, but I just can't give the prep center that control. Like my mind just won't let me do it. I would rather build my business up and then get like a spot and have someone come work for me and send my stuff than to send it to a prep center, just so I can still have a certain level of control. I don't know. Maybe that's a issue I need to work through. But
Well, what's the con of that? Will it slow down if you use Amazon? Will it be faster and more efficient?
well, they say Amazon, like when you send it into FBA, you're more likely to get the sale because it's Prime. But I think it depends on the season. So like I don't nearly send as many FBM orders out right now as I did during the holiday season, obviously. But I still have stuff that I send FBM, like if it's a large item, because a lot of people won't send large items into FBA. So I have the option to sell on a product that other people can't sell on because they're only using FBA. So like that's like my main inventory right now is like oversized items or like pesticides or stuff like that. That's just more regulated when you send it in to Amazon than when, or like meltables. Because I sold a lot of meltables when Amazon wasn't accepting meltables. Meltables is like chocolate and stuff like that. They only let you send it in a certain period of the year. So that means that's a lot of products that you could sell that other people aren't selling because they can't send it in to Amazon.
Oh, that's a hot one right there. In the summertime, Amazon
About to do it,
doesn't let.
Brandi.
Huh?
I said Ron's about to do it. Amazon. He's gonna quit real estate at this point.
I mean, I did some drop shipping for a while, so I kind of understand it a little bit. But this is awesome. Lou,
Ron's
what
like,
am I missing?
Ron's like, I'm not gonna flip houses anymore. I'm just gonna flip products.
Well, what's the profit like? What are you making on this stuff, and what are the risks associated with
Okay.
this?
So my ROI is typically about 60%.
What?
My
60?
profit is about anywhere between 25 and 30%. It just depends because I'm kind of picky about what I'll sell. Like I like stuff that makes high profit. And I sell stuff that just makes me $3, but if it's something that makes me $3, then I'm probably just paying $1 for it. So to me, it's worth it to spend that dollar to make $3. But I mean, yeah. So like December, that was my highest month. I did 55,000 in sales, and I made $17,000 in profit, and I spent about 18 something on inventory. So I almost made 100% profit based off of what I spent on inventory. Granted, it was the holiday season, but like now I've been having like $10,000 to $11,000 months just because I haven't been putting as much time into Amazon because Rad's been running us ragged with the ambassador program, but nah. So my profit right now is about 2,700 to 3,000 a month off of 10,000, like 10,600 in sales. So to me, that's still good. And I'm spending
Okay.
about 2,000 to 2,500 on inventory.
Okay.
Yeah, do you
So
mind
I think
about content creation too? You mind sharing too with the audience? Like, what are you doing with your
With my content.
content creation? Yeah.
So because I am passionate about a lot of things because I get bored with stuff and I like to learn what I need to learn in the moment. And when I learn it, I dive in and go deep. So my YouTube channel is a little bit of everything. I'm making stuff on nutrition, parenting, being a single mom, Amazon, writing books, because I wrote all my books myself and published them using Canva. So I talk about that on there too. And just like I talk about biblical principles for business, but also life in general and health and all that. So yeah, I just talk about a little bit of everything.
Which I think is a common problem, right, bro? For a bunch of entrepreneurs. It's like we just can't stick to one lane. We gotta do like all these things, right? Which I think is good though, because the way I look at it is it's holistic anyway, right? Like money, health, physical health, mental health, spiritual health. I feel like we all need it anyway. So it's okay to like talk about different topics anyway.
It's
That's
like,
why we do this, right, bro?
what good is your business if your physical health goes down? You can't run your business. What good is having a success, but you're empty inside because you don't have like a spiritual connection, but like your spiritual issues can cause physical issues in your body, but also in your life. So you have to have all three of these things in cohesive order to be truly successful and walking in your purpose. So I'm like, because my whole theme is the health conscious entrepreneur. And obviously I had to throw parenting in there too, because a lot of entrepreneurs are parents, and I know a lot of moms,
Oh yeah.
they like to have a way to make money and still be a good mom. And that's what I'm figuring out right now. My daughter's 5. Well, she'll be 5 in May. So yeah.
Would you have a similar issue, bro? It's like you want to talk about more like man stuff, right? But then you're in real estate. And then you want to talk about business 101 too, right? Which I think is okay though, because I got the same issue. I want to talk about other stuff, you know. I don't want to keep talking about Amazon like all day.
Are you sure?
I mean, I love it. I mean, I want to talk about like business 101, also community, right? So yeah. You muted, bro. You muted.
I knew that. I knew. I was just playing with you. Yeah, that's one of my biggest, I guess, obstacles is shiny object, and it's funny because um, I'm a real estate guy, but I literally like don't love talking about real estate all day. I like talking about business in general. I can talk about real estate, but you're right. Like there's so many facets to us, but we got to stay focused. I'm being told stay focused on one thing, blow up, get known for it, and then start adding all these other things. But I can't stop myself from doing it. I'm my own worst enemy. I started a podcast talking about men without fathers. Did
Okay.
30 episodes of it. And then like the real estate business will like, dip. It's like, no, focus on your thing. But one thing that's helping me is, I mean, who here is there? Can you guys mind sharing or put a thumbs up if you are creating a brand online and putting content out there? Are any of you trying to do that thing and trying to grow your audience? Okay, Sam is. I see Brandi shaking her head. So the one thing that that's helping me is when you talk about your brand and you're talking about it, maybe do like 70% of your content on your thing, and then open up the 30% for everything else you are. Like for me, I'm a Cowboys fan. The Cowboys choke every year. Talk about them. I grew up without a dad. Talk about that stuff because it'll make people get closer to you and relate to you and become your super fans. But if you're just Amazon or just real estate, they don't really know you. You know what I mean? But they can get to know you on a deeper level. Something I just want to throw out there.
I agree. It's hard to stay focused. It's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And Rad is like, you have to pick one niche, but I'm like, a healthy, conscious entrepreneur is a niche. Allow me to talk about an entrepreneur. What do you mean?
I agree.
But I think, like, for me, I make content on all these different things, but also to see, like, what did people resonate with the most? Since my channel is new and I don't really have a following, so to speak, and right now I'm open to talk about any of the things that I talked about, like, in more in depth. So if the people want me to talk more about Amazon, then I can do that. But if they want me to talk more about health, I can do that. And I won't be upset either way it goes, because some kind of way I know I'm going to incorporate one with the other.
Love it. Does any of you guys have a question for Brandi? You guys can type her in mute.
I got hella questions, but
Go ahead, bro. Keep going, bro.
let's get the crowd. Let's get them in there if they want to get some questions. But in the meantime, like, okay, so I guess to me, what would be the scariest thing about starting this business is like, what products do I use? How do I not lose money? Right? Like, is there like a surefire way to know you're not going to lose on this product?
I mean, I think the hardest thing is just getting started. Like, once you sell that first product, you get like an adrenaline rush. You're like, okay, I think I can do this. But like, they're really, like, if you practice learning how to read the data, you got to get good at reading the data. Once you get good at reading the data, the business, it's not hard. It's like riding a bike. Like, once you learn it and you know it, then it's easy. And the more leads you go through, the faster you're going to know that you know when you found something good. So like, that's why I think going into the stores helped me to get better faster, because I scanned so many products. I looked at so much data.
What do you mean going to the stores?
Like, I went to like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods,
Oh,
Ollie's, all those different stores. And yeah, so then I would buy stuff. I'd get home because it looked good to me in the store. And then I'd relook at the data and I'm like, this is a terrible product. Like, why did I
what
buy
data? What's the data you're talking about?
In Seller Amp. So it tells you the rank, the approximate number of sales a month, what it's selling for on an average, and what's the minimum you can buy it for in order to make the profit parameters that you set in the app. So I have my parameters set at 25% minimum ROI and 15% minimum profit. So those are my minimums. So it already has that number calculated for me, no matter what product I scan. And
Okay.
Don't get run us off, Brandi.
Yeah, give it to me. So you said
I'm kidding.
There's an app called, what is that app or a website that went to it? Seller Amp.
Yeah, it's an app and a Chrome extension.
Okay, so you get Seller Amp, and on there it's going to tell you can analyze the data and see like what's hot right now, what's selling, what's not.
No.
And you can
It doesn't tell you what's hot right now. Like, once you have to scan the actual barcode of an item, and then it'll tell you the data for that particular item. So say I see like a baseball glove when I'm in Marshalls, I scan it. And it also tells you, are you eligible to sell it? So that's the other thing that you have to overcome when you first start selling Amazon, is you won't be eligible to sell a lot of things because Amazon doesn't trust you yet. The way around it is to get ungated. Ungated means you buy 10 of one item from a legit source that gives you an invoice. You send that invoice into Amazon so that they can see like, okay, they know where to get this product from a legit source. So we'll approve them to be able to sell this brand or this category of items. So that's what I did my first month, is get ungated. And like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different categories and a couple brands that I thought I would want to sell in. because I didn't like the fact that I was scanning these things and everything was like, no, not eligible. No, no, no. So like we got to change some of these no's to yeses. So I focused on getting ungated, and then I started buying my products. So I spent like a month ungating and just learning how to read the data before I bought stuff.
I have a question. Can I ask?
Go.
course,
When it
bro.
comes to, hey, Brandy, I got a question. When it comes to ungating, so if you wanted to ungate in like groceries, for example, you would buy those 10 products and then, stupid question, you get the invoice through your email. Does that,
So depending on who you buy it from would depend on where it's sent. But a lot of people say you can send in receipts. Like a receipt is different from the invoice. The invoice actually says invoice on it. So I try to get my stuff from companies that actually send out invoices. So for grocery, I use Frontier Co-op. That's who I used to get ungated. I went on their website. I paid for the wholesale account, which I think is like $15 or $10. And then I found a product that they had and that Amazon had, and I bought 10 of them. And I got their invoice. I sent it into Amazon. And I think for grocery, you have to actually send in a picture of the item too. So I sent in all 10 of the items along with the invoice, and they approved me right away. Like the people that talk about you just have to keep resending and resending and resending. And to me, that's because they didn't get an actual paper that says invoice, but they have a receipt. So to save yourself time and annoyance, just find the ones that have invoice.
okay. And so if you get ungated from, like, let's say chocolate, does that like unlock everything in groceries, or would you still
Yeah.
be ungated on certain grocery items?
There might be a few brands under grocery that you would still be gated in, but overall it will ungate you in groceries. Like it'll open up a lot of products for you to be able to sell. That's the number one category I would recommend anybody to get ungated in when they're first starting.
Groceries.
Grocery, topicals, so you can sell like skincare stuff. And I use Frontier Co-op to get ungated in that too. I bought a Burt's Bees
Like
item.
beauty products?
So what?
Like beauty products?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. And then what else did I get ungated in? Pet food and pet toys. And then I got ungated in like Nike, Lego, and Puma. I have sold no Puma. I have sold some Nike, and I sold quite a bit of Lego in the Christmas season. But yeah, I would stick to and I got ungated in over the counter. A lot of people sell a lot of stuff in that. I personally have not sold that much in over the counter, but I can't remember if vitamins are included in that. If vitamins are included in that, then yes, I have sold over the counter, but not like Tylenol and ibuprofen and all that. You have to get ungated in that. I can't remember what website I use for that. Maybe it'll come to me. But I have them written down in a list. So if you like reach out to me, I can send you an Excel spreadsheet of what I used to get ungated in the different brands or categories.
Cool.
And then Brandy, for the moms in the room, how do you balance it? You know, being a mom, business, you know what I mean, personal life, taking of yourself.
It's not the easiest thing, but what I try to do is I try and do stuff like, well, me and my daughter, we start off the day, I try to go to the gym and she goes with me because they have like a kids thing there. So she gets to play with kids and I get to work out and go to the sauna, which is good for me and like my personal well-being. And then we come home and I get her an activity to do, like something constructive. And while she's doing her activity, I work on my work. So we're both doing our work. I mean, sometimes she doesn't want to do that. So then I let her try and come work with me, or I set her up to play beside me or something to like entertain her. And then we eat together. And I try and go on a walk like at least once a day and bring her down to the park and just make sure I like make time to spend with her, and so she doesn't feel like my business is more important than her needs. But also I make time for myself, and I let her do something fun because she loves the one to play with those kids at the gym. And it's good. Like I can be there for 4 hours. So sometimes I'll bring my computer there too, and I'll source while I'm there online while she's still playing with the kids. So yeah, and they have like art class, dance class, gymnastics class, all that stuff. So it's worth it to me to let her have that extra time there while I get work done. And then we can come home and just chill or do whatever. She helps me pack my Amazon boxes a lot though. She likes to put the stickers on and put the stuff in the bags and steal them for me. So yeah.
Love it. Questions?
Let me hit you with a couple.
Okay.
So everybody wants to do this at a certain point. I mean, there was a point to when I was considering paying, someone to do a automated Amazon store for me. And I know the risk involved in it, but is there anything out there for the person who like, hey, I would like to start another business. I would like to do this Amazon FBA, but I just don't have the time to learn all this stuff, to do all this stuff. Is there anything out there for the person that's like, I'll pay someone to run my store or find all these products and all this. I just don't have time to run it. Is there anything like that out there for them, or they kind of just stuck? You have to learn it to do it.
Well, I say you shouldn't be involved in any business that you don't understand. So you have to at least learn the basics, but I think you could turn it over to and like hire VAs to run it for you. And you can use a prep center so you never have to touch your products. You can have a VA to order your products, source your products, and deal with any back end stuff that happens on your Amazon account. That's more so how Lewis has it set up. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point. We'll see if I can let go of control, but I would rather just like have someone local help me run it. That would be the most hands off I would probably get. And I'm working with a VA now, and it's definitely helpful to get them to help find me leads online because I haven't been in the store since the holidays. I had to take a break. I went hard in December and November. So yeah, I've just been sourcing online these last 4 months, I guess, because we're in April, right? Yeah, these last 4 months I've just been sourcing online, and it's easier, I guess, to source online than it is to go in the store. That's already taking it down a step as far as commitment level. And I just source like one day a week. I go through all my leads, order what I want to order, and then I take one day out the week and package it all up and ship it to Amazon. So it doesn't take up that much time once you know what you're doing.
Okay, that makes sense. And could you break down your criteria again? Because you said, can you break down December's numbers one more time, and then your minimum ROI and profit again? I don't think I got it.
Okay, so my minimum ROI is 25% and my minimum profit is 15%. And I'm gonna find a picture of my December sales so I can tell you exactly, because I use this software called Seller Board. And what Seller Board does is calculate all your expenses, any fees that Amazon is charging you. And yeah, so I don't have to really do, the only thing I have to do with Seller Board is enter in the cost of goods. And then it calculates everything else from there.
Oh, cool. How much is that software?
Well, if you go sign up on their website, I think you get your first month free unless you have a referral link, then you can get 2 months free. And then if you refer it to someone else and they sign up, you continue to get a month free as long as one person signs up a month. Then that gives you after that it's $19 a month.
Oh, not okay. Super cheap.
Yeah, like most of the softwares aren't expensive. This is January. Sorry. So one thing I'll tell you, if you're gonna send FBM, you want to make sure you take pictures of your products because the customers will sometimes say it didn't come in a certain way. So Amazon is always going to take the customer side before they take your side. It's just what it is. So the more evidence you have to support yourself, the better. And it's come in handy for me to have my photographs with FBM. You don't so much need them for FBA. Now you need your invoices for FBA. Like you better keep your invoices organized. I don't care if you got packing slip, whatever. I have a file folder for each month. Whenever I get a packing slip or an invoice, I put it in there or a receipt. And that way I can easily access it. And then I keep all my shipping receipts as well. So I can access that when I need to.
Cool.
I can't find my picture right now. But I did 55,000 in sales for December, and I had 17,000 in profit, and I spent around 18 something, close to 19,000 on inventory.
Okay, 55K in sales, 25K profit, right?
No, 17.
17K profit.
Yeah.
And so how's that work? What do you mean? Oh, you bought $18,000 worth of product and sold it for 55K? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And where so do you split with because if I just do some math, are you splitting with Amazon? They're getting the rest of it.
Well, those fees, my 17 profit is like minus Amazon's fees and any shipping I paid and any storage fees, any fees associated. And it's even minus like VA, any software, whatever. All that's taken out of that's total.
Okay, so 55K sold, 18K goes back, what you spent on inventory, 17K profit, there's 20K left. Amazon keeps that.
Right.
The balance probably. So you got like 50-50 partners. You kind of like 50-50 partners with Amazon in a way, right? But they provide the customers and you provide the product.
I'm looking at my paper now and it's saying I paid $17,686 in Amazon fees. So that includes
That sounds right.
It has on here cost of goods sold, lost and damaged. So from the time I started selling until December, I'm not sure what time in December this chart was made. I don't know. Let me see if I see this date. Okay, so this was after Christmas. So it said I had $85,385 in sales. So this was from September 1st through December 27th. That's the numbers.
Sweet.
I paid $7,900 in shipping cost, which means is what I paid for, because you buy your shipping through Amazon when you send products out to the customer yourself. So this is what I spent on shipping items to the customer. And I don't know if that number includes Amazon, what you paid to ship your stuff into Amazon, or if that's part of the Amazon fees. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
It also includes in here refunds, where customers got refunds, and it puts in here if the item returned was resellable or not, and it calculates that. So I had $1,200 in refunds. So that's not bad off of 85,000 in sales.
That'll work.
The cost of goods for the 85,000 was $33,874.
So I'm assuming if you don't do FBM and you do FBA, Amazon's going to take more.
Yeah. See, I made more, and then I made money on shipping. send it because you can set your shipping prices when you do FBM too. And like you can get away with doing like having a higher shipping cost during the holidays, and people want stuff expedited a lot. So I made a lot
Oh,
of.
you can. Oh, excellent. Okay, got you.
Let's see what else is in here.
Don't quit
So
real estate, Ron.
A lot different.
I
my
got a quick
Don't quit
question,
real
Brandi.
estate, Ron. He's about to
Okay.
quit real estate.
I'm married to real estate. I'm in a wonderful relationship with real estate. I ain't let that go.
So what's your question?
No,
So
oh yeah, go ahead.
obviously you're pumping up some vol. I have a question. Yeah, sorry. So you're obviously pumping some serious volume, and you said you're not using a fulfillment center, and so like, what does a trip to like you shipping out your products look like? Like, are you walking in with like, like a cart full of products, and how long are you in there, like sending all these products to different people?
So if you send your stuff, okay, so for FBA, like today I dropped off a shipment. I have 5 big boxes. It was like 80 items. So yeah, I just walk in with all my boxes and then they scan them and give me my receipt. But like for FBM, like during the holiday season, yeah, I had like the whole car filled up with items and making multiple trips. So I get the cart from the post office people and I bring it to my car and I load up the cart and wheel it back in. And then on Amazon, there's this thing called end of day scans. So every label that you purchase, they give you this barcode. And when they scan it, it'll register all of them as scanned in. And that's important too with FBM is you want to make sure you get your items scanned in or else Amazon's protection for shipping won't count for you. So
Mm.
you have to do that. So it wasn't too bad once I figured that out. But before I was standing at the kiosk scanning in all my stuff individually. But it took me about 25, 30 minutes. But I mean, it was worth it that time. I was now during December, I was doing Amazon like 8 hours a day. But I've been off kind of for 4 months, so that's okay.
How long have you had a VA?
So I had a VA for 1 month and I had one for 1 month in November and then I just got like overwhelmed with all of my leads and everything that I was trying to do. So I like stopped having one, but now I rehired the VA now because I'm ready to start scaling up since I got like the first part of this ambassador program done and got my videos recorded and whatever. So now I can refocus my time back on Amazon and scaling it back up because I would like to make at least 5,000 a month profit every month. So I know in order to do that, I have to buy more. It's like, it's not a big task to scale it up. You just have to put forth the time and be willing to spend the money.
And when did you get started?
So I signed up with Lewis like the last week of July, but I didn't send in my first product until my first box until August 27th. And I know that because that was my birthday. So send my
Nice.
first box in on my birthday.
Hell yeah.
August,
Cool, thanks.
September. So you got there like September 15, right? Or something?
Yeah, so like September was my first month of sales. I think September I did like 3,000 in sales, and then
Nice.
October I did 10,000, and then November I did 19,000, and then December I did 55,000.
Love it. And then in January you joined Red, right?
Yeah, in January I joined Rad.
Which is more content creation, right?
Right, because I mean Amazon is cool, but I want something that I'm in control of. And I figure building my personal brand will build my nutrition company up because I talk about nutrition. People are going to want to know what I take and what I do. And I can be like, well, I actually make this protein and this is what I take and I've been taking. So I just figured it would be a better way to market because then I can sell anything that I do since I like to do lots of things. So, yeah. So Amazon is
Yeah.
definitely going to continue to be a stream of income. I just didn't want to be completely dependent on it.
I love it. I agree. I love Amazon, but you gotta like diversify still, right?
Right. Which
You
is
can't be
also
putting all
why
your
I
money in
started.
there.
Go ahead.
I said like you can't be putting all your money in there.
Mm-mm.
You gotta be like diversified. So
Right.
and
Which is why
then
I started selling on Walmart because I like options.
exactly.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Brand, do you have interest at all getting into wholesale?
I do, but I guess I just haven't had the time to like, reach out and try and source wholesales. I do have one account, one item that is wholesaled, and it comes from because my family already had the nutrition company, and I just went through to look and see if any of the products that we bought wholesale were they selling on Amazon, and it just so happened that one was. And so I bought a pallet of it and it's been selling pretty good. The only problem is I bought this pallet back in September, but that was on back order and I didn't get it until January. So, but it's been selling pretty fast. Yeah, so I did that wholesale account. I'll have to can't consistently depend on it like that because of the back order. Like they're $9 million in back orders or something. I don't know. It took a long time to get my stuff. The good thing about it was they didn't hold my money for the whole time. That was good. But I had to be ready to pay it when they were finally ready to give me the product. But it worked out, thankfully.
Okay.
But wholesale is definitely something I would consider. I guess I just would want to get stuff out of my inventory that could potentially be a red flag to get like an IP complaint or anything like that before I went in deep on really doing wholesale, because if Amazon were to shut down my account, I don't want to be stuck with all these products.
How would you get an IP complaint?
So when you don't have permission specifically to sell from the brand, you're at risk of getting an IP complaint. You can read the data to see which companies kind of are prone to send out IP complaints. And there's also this Chrome extension that tells you about IP complaints. Cause I guess the Amazon sellers report to them like, hey, this person gave me an IP complaint. So they keep like a database. And so if you're online sourcing, it'll pop it up like, hey, this brand is known to be.
IP alert, right?
Yeah, IP alert.
Okay.
So yeah, the thing that has given me IP complaints the most is things sold by MLM companies like Pampered Chef or Norwex or anything like that. They will give out the IP complaint. However, the lawyer has been able to get them removed, but it was still annoying to deal with. And then I have this inventory and I'm like, okay, so because y'all removed the IP complaint, do I sell the inventory still or what? Or y'all just gonna give me another IP complaint? So I don't know. I don't recommend selling
You said
any MLM.
lawyer?
Lawyer?
You
Yeah.
said, oh wow, I didn't know you could have a lawyer to help out in the business.
Yeah, so you can have the lawyer. I have them on retainer because it's cheaper to keep them on retainer. Because say Amazon was to shut down my account, I don't have to pay extra money for them to fight that for me. They would just fight it. But if you got the lawyer after the fact, then it would be like $3,000 minimum. And I pay $89 a month. And then they help me with my IP complaints, which is helpful. So
Ooh.
They just
Okay.
reach out to the brands for you, and then they get them to remove it from Amazon. So you don't even have to deal with Amazon to get the complaints removed.
So so other than MLM products, it's like we would never want to sell like a private label product, right?
More than likely not. You typically don't want to sell stuff when you see the brand listed on the product, like on the listing. If you see that the brand is selling it, then I probably wouldn't sell it, even if it's not marked private label. And then also you just always want to double check the Keepa data to see like was there any time period where a whole bunch of sellers just dropped off, because that's an indication that they sent out IP complaints and everybody got kicked off the listing.
Okay. Cool, cool. Thank you.
And that's the other reason not to go too deep. It's just so you can have time to test the product to see like, hey, do they give out IP complaints? Because the data might not look like they do. Like I know for Pampered Chef, it didn't look like it, but IP Alert did say they gave out IP complaints. But SellerAmp said they didn't. And the Keepa data didn't look like it did. So I just took the risk. I mean, I made good money selling it until they gave me the IP complaint. But the good thing about Pampered Chef is you have a year to return their items. So I was able to return what they didn't let me sell.
Love it. And then why did you decide to join this YouTube mentorship with Red? Like, what was your mindset? Because we paid 50K, right? What was your mindset?
Well, part of why I did it is because I needed the tax write-off. So that was one deciding factor, because it was like either I'm going to pay this in taxes or I can pay it to try and do something that I know I probably should do. But the other thing is I just needed to have structure in learning how to do content. Like I've done content in the past, but not like this. And I just think it was time in my life to just share what I know. And I know YouTube is the best place to do that. And like I said, I wanted to build my personal brand so that I can share my other brands that I have and like my books and stuff like that. It would just be a good way for me to market all those things by building my personal brand. And I
Right.
knew Brad was going to hold us accountable.
Yeah. And then we started the year shooting 100 videos, right?
Yeah.
Like 8-minute videos, by the way.
Minimum.
Minimum. So, how was that process, and like, what did you learn in general about that experience?
So to me, the process wasn't that hard. I guess at first, the thing I was just most concerned with is like, what am I going to talk about for 100 videos for 8 minutes long? And then the other part to get over was just like, you're talking to the camera, like there's somebody there and there's nobody there. So that was something I had to get used to. But I think like once you get past like maybe the first 10 or 15 videos, it just begins to flow better. And like he had us make that list of like 100 topics that we would talk about. I mean, that was good, but I didn't stick to that list. I used it for inspiration, and I would just talk about what I felt like talking about that day. And then I used like some stuff like to see what people were searching on YouTube to see if that would be a good topic to talk about. So yeah.
Love it.
Was it hard for you, Lewis?
I mean, it was hard. It was awkward. Looking at the camera, talking about Amazon. You know what I mean? Over and over and over again. You know, like 5 videos a day. On top of your business, right? You're like running your business. You're doing the family. And then you have a homework at the end of the night. Exhausted, honestly, right? And pushing yourself to shoot like 5 videos a day at least.
Yeah, I
Um,
couldn't do that part. I couldn't do that part. I just ended up binge shooting them. Like it took me, I shot like 70 videos in a week. I was knocking them out. I
oh,
can't do that like a little bit every day. That just doesn't work for me.
right.
Mm.
Do you have any tips for content creators? And I know you just started, but I guess for like beginner content creators, like what do you suggest for them to do?
I guess my one piece of advice is just do it and don't overthink it. And you can always improve and you can always erase the videos and you can always just not even post the videos. But you're not going to get better if you don't do it. So just do it and give the most value that you can when you're doing it.
Right. And which platform do you recommend? Like, should they do like 5 different ones? Should they do one, maybe 2 or 3?
I mean, if you're trying to like get monetized or something specific, I would say just focus on YouTube. However, if you do YouTube and you're going to make shorts out of your content, I don't see what's wrong with posting those shorts on the different platforms. I don't say like you don't need to make specific things for each platform, but you can reuse what you're already doing for the one platform you're focusing on. So if you were going to do Instagram and you made reels, I don't see what's wrong with posting your reels on YouTube and TikTok or whatever the case may be. But I would say YouTube is the best bet because your content can always go viral. Like I could post something today that doesn't go viral for 2 years, but when it does, I will reap the rewards for it. So that's the cool thing about YouTube.
I agree. I'm so sold on YouTube too.
Yeah.
It gets us paid, right?
Right.
Your videos are evergreen.
Yeah,
It's
my
not
brother,
an
he
effort.
got monetized on YouTube. It took him a year to do it. But he was posting like lifestyle content because he had a Turo business, but he rented out like Hellcats. That was the cars he bought. So he was always like posting videos of like all these different Hellcats he bought and whatever. He's like, but I can't keep up with that content because I'm not just gonna keep going out here to buy cars so I can post the content. But he did get monetized, but it took him a lot longer than what it's gonna take us because he didn't have like a team working with him. And now he has to rebrand his channel because he realized how he built it wasn't sustainable, so to speak.
Love it. Any questions, Ron? Or you guys yeah?
I don't think I have any. You did a great job.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Sam.
What are the requirements to get monetized on any platform?
Well, for YouTube, the requirement is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within a year. So your
Okay.
watch hour time will expire within 365 days. So that's why it's important to like go into YouTube with a strategy. But on Instagram, I think you have to have it set up as a business or influencer account. And
Mhm.
once you reach a certain level of followers, then Instagram will like reach out to you to monetize.
Gotcha, okay.
And I don't know what it is for TikTok.
Yeah, Sam's doing
Thank
great with
you.
her content. I see her content every day, so she's crushing it.
Most of the time, I don't know what to talk about. And I can talk a lot, I just don't know what to record. That's why I don't post as much as I should. I don't know.
What
I
kind of
know
content do you make?
well, right now it's just been I guess, business advice is what I've
Okay.
been doing. But I don't know. I don't know if people find it interesting or not. I feel like it's valuable. But I don't know what it is that people are actually looking for, I guess.
It is great. I watch her
Well,
stuff.
Thank
It's
you.
great.
what
Thank
Rad
you,
told
thank
us
you.
was to pick 3 buckets of topics that we would want to talk about. So like mine were health, business, and parenting, I think. So those are my 3 buckets. And then you come up with 5 subcategories that can fit in those 3 buckets. And then that's the stuff you make content on. So like business,
Oh, interesting.
like Amazon, setting up LLCs, that kind of stuff, like technical stuff. For health, I can talk about like different diets or just my experiences that I've had, that kind of thing. You see what I'm saying? So
Gotcha.
that's how we had us structured.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if I want to post it, so I don't post a lot of the stuff that I have recorded.
I mean, I think I would just post it.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna I think you're gonna find your voice as you keep doing
Yeah.
it. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I think YouTube's great too. I'm really sold on YouTube lately. Right? I mean, it just makes the most sense. You shoot an 8 minute long video, right, to get monetized, and then you can chop it up into reels that you can post on your Instagram or TikTok.
Right.
You do it once, and then
Wow.
you can make multiple reels.
I haven't made
And what
any.
is that? Sorry, what is that 8-minute requirement? What is that? Or what is that for?
So that's to get like when you do get monetized, you want your videos to be at least 8 minutes so you can get the most amount of money off of them.
Okay, so anything that we post on YouTube, you'd recommend it be at least 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
minimum.
gotcha.
And you really don't want to make it much longer than that either, because people don't stay around to watch. Like their attention span is not that long.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Want to chime in, Ron? You agree with YouTube, the YouTube play?
I got a little bit different playbook on it. I like YouTube. I like the video aspect and I like long form. But recently getting people, I guess I blew up. Well, I guess I got a bunch of followers, which I guess it blew up on TikTok because I was there at the right time, right place. So I got like a lot of eyeballs very, 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 very fast. So kind of like what happened when they opened up YouTube Shorts. So I like doing the long form mixed with the short form because you can just go viral. When they like, you know, when Instagram went to Reels, there was a point there where you could grow like crazy, and I just think that you need to look for those opportunities to, you know, those opportunities to take advantage of them when they lay them out for short forms. Which is basically taking your long form into some of it's taking your long form and chopping it up, but you still need to make like the short form where you're just talking to the people directly. For example, if I were to do a YouTube video, do the YouTube video, record it, but at the very end, after you're done, just do a quick 30-second of what you're talking about. These are the 5 ways to boom, 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 boom. And then that's your reel, or that's your short form. I like that better than just like taking clips. You know what I mean? Unless the clips are very, very helpful. But I like the mixture.
So did you get monetized on TikTok?
I did. I mean, TikTok, I literally haven't checked to see what the balance was, but it was nothing. It was nothing when I got them so many views. I got videos with 6 million views, hundreds of thousands of views, and I got paid jack. You make me want to come in here and see if they like. I haven't even got the paycheck. I was like, this is like, what am I gonna do with this? Buy some cereal or something? What am I?
But they are good for getting you exposure for your brand.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Like, imagine like, I have access to hundreds of thousands of people now. I should have to pay for that. I don't have to pay for it.
Right.
So it's a good exchange. It's a good exchange. But I know I made them a lot of money.
So, because I was thinking about doing TikTok shop for my protein line, but I wanted to like hire people. I wasn't trying to like build my own TikTok. Do you know anything about TikTok shop?
I personally don't know anything about TikTok shop. One of my biggest failures for TikTok is I never used it to make money. It was this brand exposure. So I'm trying to figure that out now. You let me know. You find something out. But I thought shop was more like Amazon, like you're selling products and stuff. I didn't really understand how that
Yeah,
could
basically you
be for
get
me.
influencers to make viral content with your product, and
Mm.
you have a shop on TikTok, so they'll order it through TikTok, but it's ultimately your sale on your website. And I guess the way the influencer gets paid is they get a portion of the sales that they make for you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's like,
Like affiliate.
yeah, basically. So it's like free marketing, but not free marketing. Well, it's not like no upfront cost marketing.
Oh, like, hey, make me three, because people approach me, hey, if you make me some videos, I'll pay you $300 a video, no
Mhm.
matter how it performs. This is like, hey, you're only getting paid if you perform. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's kind of like that's why Amazon's coming out with their influencer program. And they're trying to get all these people to do Amazon reviews on the products. So it's kind of like set up like TikTok Shop, except for Amazon is selling their own products and making the money off of it. They're like competing with TikTok Shop.
E-commerce crazy, right?
Wow.
E-commerce is always freaking changing. I mean, Walmart just came up out of nowhere like a few months ago.
They're
It's
paying
like
influencers now?
shops. Huh?
Are they paying influencers too, or just shops?
You mean Walmart or?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's just like Amazon FBA, same concept with Amazon.
Oh, cool.
And then TikTok shops came up too like a few months ago, and then Amazon is trying to compete with them.
Yeah.
And then I remember
Is
when
Wal
it was hot, Facebook Marketplace was trying to compete with them. Remember?
Yeah, is Walmart Amazon's closest competitor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they even close to them?
Well,
No.
Walmart has more in sales because they have so many retail stores, but Amazon has more of the online market. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
I think after this year, Amazon is going to pass Walmart in total sales, period. Yeah.
You
They
better
were
get with it.
really close last year, like really close. But Walmart, like if you were going to sell on Walmart, they have less restrictions than Amazon does as far as selling. The hard thing about selling on Walmart is they don't share their data like Amazon does. So it's harder to know what products are selling versus which ones are not. So like the main way I found my inventory for Walmart is just selling what I can't sell on Amazon anymore, or listing what I decided to sell on Amazon on Walmart too, and see what happens.
Doing a lot, huh, bro?
A lot of stuff, man.
Brandon's a beast.
Yeah, I
It
see. I
seems like a
see.
tough job.
Huh?
It seems like a tough job. Like, this is a lot.
It is, but it isn't. It's a lot really at first, but once you get the hang of it and get your systems in place, it's not that bad.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Systems, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any more questions, you guys? For Brandy?
No questions from me.
Ron?
I think I got her. I got enough, man. So to recap, let me do a quick recap. So someone just wants to get started. They're looking at, you recommend them to have at least 5K in credit and to be able to spend that 5K, right? Focus on getting ungated from, I think the things you talked about were groceries, pet foods. I don't know all the categories, but that's a good start, right? There's the
Yeah.
groceries and pet stuff and beauty, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The tools and systems they need. What is this thing called? What seller app? And you said one more. What, like, how much in systems do they need to be spending, or which ones do they need?
Seller amp, Keepa, IP alert, and I would get seller board too. So
Okay.
EPA's like $20 a month. Seller board is $19 a month. I
40.
think seller amp is like $80 a year or something for the starter one. And then what was the other thing I said? IP alert. I don't remember how much IP alert was, but I think it's more expensive.
It's like 100, under 200 bucks a month, under 150 bucks a month. And
Yeah.
you got all the tools you need to be successful.
Yeah, and then you might want to add on to that list, lead list if they're not going to go to the stores themselves and try and find leads. Because a lead list is like a list of products that someone said, hey, these look good, and then you check them out to see if they meet your criteria and decide like, yeah, buy it, no, don't. Or a VA, lead list or a VA, choice is yours. A VA is going to give you more exclusive leads because a lead list typically is going to be 10 to 20 people that all have access to the same leads.
Okay. And how much are VAs if you decide to go that route?
Lewis, how much are the VAs?
Oh, like 350 to like 600 a month.
So 350 part-time, 600. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that's low startup. Very, very low startup. You want to start a business, 150 bucks in monthly systems. And if you want a VA, 350 to 600 bucks and spending 5K, that's super cheap to start a business.
Well, don't forget your mentor.
You recommend Mentor, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how much is the Mentor. Get what you pay for, right?
Yeah. I mean, there are courses out there for like $500. I mean, I guess it just depends on how much help you need as an individual. Like, are you more of a figure it out type of person, or are you more of a like, just tell me what to do? And I don't
I
want
think
to,
most people want to be told what to do. They just don't know it.
then they need to be ready to spend a little bit more money than $500.
You're gonna spend a lot more money trying to figure out yourself.
Exactly, because you can't buy back time. You can't
And
make
actually lose money, right? And lose money with mistakes.
exactly. I mean, and you're gonna make mistakes too. I didn't say that part, but you're gonna buy bad products. Hopefully you don't buy too many, or hopefully you just don't go too deep in the product you buy bad. But as long as you keep buying, those bad products aren't gonna like really hurt you that much. Because I mean, when I say a bad product, you might end up losing like $3 to $5, but you got back the majority of your money. That's not too terrible.
Cool. All right. So you guys, any more questions, or should we wrap?
I think we're good.
Going once, going twice.
Yeah, yeah, before we go, gonna give Brandi some clap. Some thank you in the chat. Some virtual emoji or something. Some like reaction.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate y'all having me on the call, being your first guest.
Yeah, super honored. Wow, first one. Remember, I was telling you this idea, right? Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Veronique and Ron have this idea, and we're gonna just do like weekly calls, right? Now it's here. So, yeah, thank you, Brandi.
No problem. And y'all can always reach
Oh
out
yeah,
to me.
follow her on Instagram, by the way. So here's her Instagram handle in the chat.
I'm gonna start posting my YouTube content. I made probably about 50 videos out of my 100 on Amazon. So
Nice.
we'll be
I
posting.
followed you. I'm interested in your wellness content.
Thank you.
And then here's Brandy's YouTube channel right there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Thanks, Brandi, for being here.
Thank you.
For being our first VIP speaker, right, Ron?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, great call, guys. So to wrap it up, bro.
Let's wrap it.
Already. So yeah, like next week we're gonna have another speaker. Every week it's gonna be a new speaker from a different industry, and our goal is to just give value to you guys. So yeah, thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, good night,
You
y'all.
guys have